Okay, thank you.
Next paper, EN034, review on voice-based email system for blind peoples. Researcher ONKAR, SAMPADA, ATHARVA. Okay, share your presentation.
So good afternoon, everyone. We are finally computer students from PCT's Nutan Maharashtra Institute of Engineering and Technology, here to present our project, which is guided by Professor Kishore Pathak. Our project is voice-based email system for blind people. The group members are myself, ONKAR INDALKAR, ATHARVA SONONE, and SAMPADA GHORPADE. So these are the outlines. So let's begin with the introduction. Communication development is creating a revolution in the current digital era. A formal or casual communication is now sent through email. The growth in digital technology has given immense opportunity to visually impaired person. This application is developed to see the process of email writing not only for visually impaired person but for everyone. Now human voices can also be given as input instead of typing on the keyboard. As you know, email has become a common application in professional and personal life. There are more than 250 billion emails sent per day globally. Sending email might be little challenging for these people as it requires certain additional training and skill. Voice email will overcome this difficulty and it will assist the user to send email using digital technology with less or almost zero training. The identified problem was in the previous system with the help of screen readers, it was difficult for blind people to access email system easily because it has noisy audio interface. These available systems require use of keyboard, which is very difficult for blind people to recognize and remember characters or keyboard. So we implemented our voice-based email system for blind person, and it also helps handicapped and illiterate people. So this is the literature survey. The first paper is voicemail architecture in desktop and mobile devices for the blind people. The author names are Tirthankar Dasgupta, Akash Anuj, Manjira Sinha, and so on. The contribution made by this research has enabled the blind people to send and receive voice-based email messages in their native language. The second paper is a review on voice-based email system for blind. The authors are Paulash A. Tiwari, Pratiksha Jodavan, and so on. In this research paper, due to the simplicity and accessibility internet, it is widely used in almost all the communication applications. In the recent times, number of applications based on internet have been developed. So this from this research paper, a mail system was developed. The third paper was computer graphics access for blind people through a haptic and audio virtual environment. In this paper, a new haptic audio virtual environment was created to allow visually impaired people to have access to the three-dimensional graphic computer through the sense of touch using a new dual finger haptic interface. The fourth paper was human computer interaction, that is HCI based smart voice email. From this paper, it was conveyed the communication development is creating a revolution in the current digital era. This application recognizes user voice and performs comparisons with pre-sample voice stored in the database and executes the voice command. Common day-to-day spoken words are used as command language. It focuses on reducing the load incurred in the human memory. The last paper was the design and implementation of voice mailbox system on VoIP. With the rapid development of CTI and VoIP technology, that is voice, more and more attention is paid to the voice mailbox based on VoIP, which is a kind of important telecom value-added service. In order to reduce the mailbox system development cost and shorten its development cycle, a solution of this voice mailbox system based on digital voice card and VoIP is put forward in this paper. So the main motive of our project was to build a system that will help blind people and also they can send and receive mails in their native language. The planned out next the planned outcomes and objectives are the system will not let user make use of the keyboard. Instead, it will work on voice recognition. In today's age, much of the communication takes place through internet. This application listens and recognizes human voice and converts them into readable text content. The user can completely write and edit email using the voice without any effort. Interactive voice response, that is IVR feature, add benefits in navigation to the HTML page. The requirements, these are the hardware requirements and software requirements. domain. The main domain of a system was artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is nothing but AI, the ability of a digital computer or computer controlled robot to perform tasks commonly associated with intelligent beings. The term is frequently applied to the project of developing systems endowed with intellectual process characteristic of humans, such as ability to reason, discover meaning, generalize, or learn from the past experience. Artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligence processed by machines, especially computer systems. Specific applications of AI include expert systems, natural language processing, speech recognition, and machine version. Next. So the existing system was simple email systems, which are available only in voice recognition, and text to speech systems are accessible. These are various existing search engines which take requests in the form of text and from user and retrieve the relevant documents from server and responds by displaying it in the form of text, which is not possible for the visually challenged people. So the proposed system by us was it contained of three parts: email composer, voice processing, comparing voice with pre-recorded sample. In email composing, the composer comprises of five modules, that is the voice input, comparing voice with pre-recorded sample, text writing, verifying the output, text, and send email. The input is given by the user through his in voice. Uh, Voice processing. The application will use install libraries for voice recognition and voice processing. The first activity in the conversation of voice to text and second activity is to authenticate the user voice. In third, comparing voice with pre-recorded sample, the interface authenticates voice command by comparing it with pre-sample stored voice in the database. The speech synthesizer recognizes the following voice commands when commands such as compose mail, send mail, or read mail. So the further will Sampada will
Uh,
carry on.
so, so this is the process flow of our project. This is the project flow describing the process along with the technique. The first one is registration. Here we have also used face authentication. In this, with the use of email and password, we are registering and logging. Then second, Google text to speech. Google text to speech, whatever the system is prompting is managed by the Google text to speech, where GTTS package is used. Then third is speech recognition. When the users gives the input through microphone, they are managed by speech recognition. It uses Google Web Speech API and also supports a default API key that is hard coded into speech recognition library. Then fourth one is validate mail list. When the user speaks the mail address to send, then system define it and validate the mail address with the pre-known mail addresses. Then the fifth one is SMTP protocol. It stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, used to deliver mail, and we use here SMTP lib library for sending the mail. Then the last one is IMAP. It stands for Internet Message Access Protocol. It is an advanced protocol for receiving and reading the mail. Here, Beautiful Soup library is used for reading the mail. Then, second, then the modules of our project. First, composing and sending the mail. In composing, the SMTP library, which is a Python library, is used for sending the email using SMTP protocol. Here, send mail method and login method are used, and here, as we are using Gmail, we are passing Gmail as an SMTP server. The second one is reading a mail from inbox. In inbox, as we are reading the mail, Beautiful Soup library and IMAP protocol are used. In the Beautiful Soup library is used for pulling the data out of HTML and XML files.
So the algorithms of our project are mainly, we are using three algorithms. First one is the STT, speech to text. Second one is TTS, text to speech, and third one is IVR. So STT is basically converting the human voice into text, and then the second algorithm is TTS, that is text to speech. So the text written by the text present in on the computer or laptop can be converted into human language or natural language. So the third one is interactive voice response. So IVR is an advanced technology, describes the interaction between the users and the system in the way of responding by using keyboard for uh, respective voice messages. Next. So libraries used. So we have used many libraries, but the major libraries are OpenCV. So OpenCV is a cross-platform library using which we develop the real-time computer vision application. So in our project, we have used OpenCV to capture and save videos, and then the authentication of the face is done by HAR cascade. So what is HAR cascade? HAR cascade is an object detection algorithm used to identify faces in an images or a real-time video. So in our project, we are using images, and the algorithm use edge line detection features. So initially the algorithm needs a lot of positive images, and positive images are those which contain the image of face, and negative images which are without faces, to train the classifiers. Then the second library is GTTS. So GTTS is Google Translate text to speech API. So this the function that we are using here is tts.save. This allows us to save the converted speech in any converted text into a speech that allows us to play using pi audio, or which used for Python OS module that directly runs on the program. So what is the OS module? The OS module is a Python provided function that interacts with the operating system. This module provides a portable way of using the operating system dependent functionalities. Next. And the third library is speech recognition. So speech recognition is a process of converting spoken words into texts. So Python supports many recognition engines, but the engine that we have used here is Google Speech Engine, and this module majorly depends on Pi Audio, which controls the microphone of our system. And the next library is used for mail. So SMTP is a library used for sending mails, and Beautiful Soup is a library used for receiving the mails. So the merits of our projects are our proposed framework also be easily applied in the program of text retrieval. This system makes the disabled people likely to like a normal people's users, and they can here recently received mails from the inbox as well as the IVR. The technology proves very effective for them in terms of guidance, and the demerits are the sound quality should be good. If the sound quality is low, it cannot be detected, and the system consumes a fair amount of time. Next.
Yeah, this is future scope of our project. There is a wide future scope of this system. Many enhancements can be done in the system, such as including different languages, functionality of accessing deleted mails or spam mails. Furthermore, sign language system can also be integrated with the system to make the system more scalable and robust. And then we can also implement these systems on Android applications. And the conclusion, this email system can be used by any user of any age group with the ease of access. This system overcomes many drawbacks that were faced by visually challenged people, such as sending and receiving mails. Success of this project can make an impact on developers, motivating them to make something useful that can help visually challenged people. These are the reference paper. Thank you so much, sir.
What is the present system for the visually impaired people? What they're using or they aren't using at all for emailing?
Actually, there is no present. It was just a research paper. So there was no system that was existed.
Okay, so this is totally new concept, you would say?
Partially, we can say.
Actually, so many are trying on this project. Plus, we are also trying to implement it.
Because it is
So
a very,
actually the
very
existing systems, like there are many modules which are having speech to text conversion and everything, like Google Assistant, but none of them
correct.
are concentrating towards the sending and receiving of email system. So we have took
Exactly.
that
Actually, yes,
technology.
it is a very interesting topic indeed. That's why actually I felt like asking, because mostly in North America, what I have witnessed is there is a system of Braille. I'm not sure if you are aware, Braille, which the visually impaired people, if they're walking down the street and if they have to locate an address. So there is a law for visually impaired people, the buildings on their signs, including the house address or the commercial address, they have a Braille system whereby when they touch from right to left, they know what's the number of the building, whether it is commercial, whether it is residential, and so on and so on. So they are following this system from long time. And I was in with one of the assignments in sign industry. I witnessed this, and that's the first time I came to know about 10 years back. They're following a system of Braille for visually impaired people. It is a mandatory to have Braille on specific sign. For example, the most common example is washrooms on airports or public washrooms around. So they need to know whether it is for men or women. So they would walk to that place, they can feel it, they can and touch it and know if it's men or women and so on. So that's why I asked if what they're using presently actually, because it is definitely a very good concept and a good thought for visually impaired people. And definitely, as always, I would like to comment in your title itself. When I look at from international level, the system for blind people, it sounds a little bit loud. Whereas inside your slides, in the presentation, you have mentioned visually impaired. That's soft and respectful towards visually impaired people. So try to be consistent and try to use subtle words, which is visually impaired, rather than striking directly for blind people on the first slide itself.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Very welcome. Other than that, excellent. Very good, very present and latest topic.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, all of you. It's a great presentation. We really appreciate this new concept. Thank you.